All right, it was indeed, look at those numbers, a nail-biter in the state of Ohio last night. The Republican is Troy Balderson holding on to a very narrow lead in that special election for a House seat. Now, the logic going in here was that this is one that should have been easily on the Republican side. Remember, it was Trump plus 11 in the presidential election. And a number of insiders saying that just because the Dems were so close here, the blue wave is more likely. Not the president, though. He's confident of a giant red wave, he says on Twitter, as long as he keeps campaigning. If I find the time. See that in that tweet that he had there? To campaign. All right. New York City Council Minority Whip Joe Borelli is with us here, and Democratic strategist Mustafa Tameez also joining us to talk about this. Joe, you first on, and I've heard it from a number of Democratic sources today that they say this is as good as a win, but certainly from their point of view, hey, the Republicans should have had this one easy. Democrats say we got this close, we're going to win some of these seats, many of them.
It's definitely not as good as a win. I mean, just let's go back to the bar that was set by Democrats and pundits yesterday. I mean, this was going to be the harbinger of an era of bad news for Republicans that's going to echo now until the midterms.
Right.
What we saw was some myths being dispelled. The myth that Donald Trump is the kiss of death for Republicans, that is not reality. The myth that Republicans are in serious jeopardy in some of the Midwestern Rust Belt swing states that were crucial in 2016, that just didn't happen. This was supposed to be the canary in the coal mine. The bird did not chirp.
So you're at the bird did not chirp. Mustafa, your take on it then from your side of the aisle. Is it kind of a moral victory? What's the spin on this race? Assuming, by the way, it's not called yet, that the Republican just barely hangs on and wins it.
I love my friend's confidence. I think he should go with that confidence right into November, because if Republicans are struggling to win a race like this, which President Trump carried with 11 points, and it's barely a win. We don't even know if it's a win. There's likely to be a recount here.
Right.
If they're going to have to invest serious money and they're going to have to fly in the President of the United States to win a seat like this with this narrow margin,
I wonder, Mustafa,
imagine
though,
the bloodbath. Imagine the bloodbath that's going to happen in November.
If there's
that's
something,
what they should
Mustafa,
be focused on.
to kind of a win's a win, with the exception of Pennsylvania 18, the Republicans keep squeaking these out a little bit. Are you worried about the fact that for all the momentum you may have and the overperformance compared to Trump 2016, many of your candidates are showing that you may fall just short in some of these races, right?
Well, look, I mean, there have been almost 36 victories in state house races where we flipped Republican seats into Democratic seats since the election of 2016. So there have been far more wins than close calls, like in this case, where you can claim some kind of a moral victory on the president's side that he flew in and saved the day. But at the end of the day, this November election, if the Republicans go in with this great confidence that this is going to be fine and there's a big red wave coming, those alternative facts are not going to create an alternative reality for the rest of us.
I will say this, Joe, on your side, there are some numbers that I think many Republicans, if you speak to them, off camera especially or on, would be worried about. For example, the Republican candidates now are underperforming President Trump's performance in 2016 by an average of 15 points. I saw some analysis this morning in special elections. So the thinking there is that could put 70 GOP seats in jeopardy, and they can only afford to lose 23.
Look, I think that's a stretch. Republicans have traditionally had
what part, the 70?
The 70 seats. I mean, there's a chance that we may lose some House seats, that notwithstanding. But 70 is a stretch. I mean, you look at some of the underperforming. Republicans have had a traditional problem with special elections. Democrats can rally their labor allies, some of their activist groups to get out there. But you mentioned Connor Lamb. He was the only person to win a special election against a Republican seat.
Yes.
The similarity between him and Danny O'Donnell is that they're not mainstream Democrats. These are people that were opposed to Nancy Pelosi, opposed to abolishing ICE, opposed to Medicare for all. You run the gamut. These are people who are not running under the typical Democratic Party platforms.
People would say it's a smart move.
Which is a very smart move. Yeah. Now, look at the rest of the Democratic Party, the Ocasio-Cortez wing of the party. That's the direction they're going to, and that's the problem.
Well, that was part of last night's story. Now you bring it up, Joe, Mustafa, that people said, well, that wing, that Democratic Socialist wing of the party didn't do well last night. What do you make of that, or what do you read in to that? And some of the candidates that were endorsed by the soon-to-be, we think, Congresswoman from New York, also Bernie Sanders.
Well, I mean, there's an obsession with Republicans trying to, dissect Democratic politics. Ocasio-Cortez is a smart, bright young woman who represents the Bronx, and what works in Bronx necessarily is not going to work in different parts of the country, and vice versa. The thing that Republicans have to face is this is no longer the Republican Party. This is the Donald Trump Republican Party, and this Donald Trump Republican Party is about to face a defeat like no other come November.
It's interesting. I wonder if you both, how much disagreement we'll get on this. In looking at kind of betting odds on this, I think I saw something where it was about a 65% chance that the Dems take back the House, so that they win the plus 23, at a 75% chance that the Republicans keep control, largely because of the map being favorable, in the Senate. Does anybody want to take? Mustafa's shaking his head, and then Joe, we'll give you a chance on that. Sure. But you don't think so, Mustafa? Because the Senate still seems like a tall order for the Dems.
Look, I think it is a tall order for Dems, but the trajectory that we're headed with this Manafort trial that just is happening, with the president, with his outlandish tweets, with his stance against trade. I mean, Republican Party was a pro-trade party. And now the president is creating trade wars when he thinks that we're going to win these trade.
Well,
what's that going to be like in Ohio? What's that going to be like in the Rust Belt?
Which makes it tough to kind of campaign against it. But, Joe, real quick on that point, would you take the other side of that bet of the Democrats?
The farmers are not going to agree with the president on this.
We can go with Russia or tweets or anything like that. But when you start getting into those tertiary sideshows, you're losing sight of the fact that job numbers in Wisconsin, Ohio, some of these states that are vulnerable with Democrats who voted against tax cuts
but Dems take the House, Republicans keep the Senate.
Dems have a chance in the House. They have absolutely no chance in the Senate.
All right. Thanks to both of you. We appreciate it. Good back and forth. Joe, Mustafa.